The point of this masterclass is I want to help you guys build a scalable six-figure plus agency without working ridiculous hours, without all that Gary Vee hustle that, is just all over these days, right? So first of all, let me tell you a little bit about me and introduce myself. For some of you guys who may be newer to the group and you're just kind of like, all right, who's this freak? So this is me. These are some pictures that kind of make me who I am. This is me and my beautiful girlfriend who I was able to meet in Colombia after I quit my job and moved over here to start building my business. I'm sure many of you guys have quit your jobs I never thought I'd be able to meet someone like her, but it's a really amazing experience to, pick up and leave and find amazing people across the world. Over here is our mastermind last year in the mountains of Colombia. That was an amazing experience. We're going to be having our next one this coming May. So Juan, who is our videographer, Juan, make sure you're free, please. Trevor Hall, this was one of my favorite musicians who actually inspired the name Different Hunger. I got to interview him about, I think it was 2 years ago, for the website. And this is my office that I'm coming to you from right now. And then this is my agency where we've been able to work with some amazing clients. My team is just amazing, and it's been an amazing experience to build this business, but it hasn't been easy. And that's what I want to show you guys here. I'm very transparent with the entire journey that I go through, and I think it's really, really important to do that. And so look, this is the reality of starting your own business, right? You're getting notifications from Wells Fargo that your bank account is zero. You're messaging your friends that you're burning out and you're just struggling, right? That's the reality that unfortunately many people kind of neglect to mention. But I want you guys to know that in this community, in this brand, and everything that we do, this is a safe place for you. This is a safe place for you to talk about your struggles, for you to open up about burnout, depression, all of those things, because everybody goes through it. And I really want to create a culture and a brand that normalizes those dark places that people don't really talk about. So, this is me. This is my journey. This was March when just before leaving for Colombia, this was March 2017. I'm not sure on the dates. Anyways, let's move on. So, first of all, public service announcement. Just some red flags to watch out for online. There's a very low barrier to entry into the online entrepreneur space and the online make money space. So, anybody that's selling you anything and they don't have results, they don't have success stories, they have an excessive number of selfies and pictures in front of exotic cars like my boy Leo here, like this guy, Ty Lopez, who by the way, I think he's all right, but and also people who quote themselves, like this joker over here, right? So, again, people that kind of try to portray a certain persona, those things aren't going to last. So just look out for these bullshitters online. And let me know in the comments, guys, if you've seen any of these jokers online. And Leo's my good buddy. He knows I'm just joking. But let me know if you guys have seen, Ty Lopez in front of his Lamborghini, everybody and their mother in front of their Mercedes or these exotic cars. I mean, let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about here. And also, people that call themselves experts and influencers on LinkedIn. I don't know. I always just look out for those people because you never know, right? So, all right, so what do I do with Different Hunger and with this brand? So what we do is we help freelancers and agencies rapidly scale and automate their businesses in order to scale their quality of life. So there's tons of information online. I'm sure you guys have listened to similar trainings and those sorts of things, but what we're really focused on is the transformation, and that's why we're focused on lifestyle as a big part, because what's the point of building a business if you don't have a great lifestyle to support it, right? So within 12 months of me figuring out my journey and figuring out how to build my business, we were able to create an accelerator program that then helped other freelancers and agencies generate over $1 million in revenue in its very first year. So our beta program really took off, and it's something I'm really proud to share because I was able to learn from people smarter than myself, implement, get results, and then help other people get results. Mentorship is such a big part of that because the first time I built my agency, it was about a year and some change before I hit 6 figures. And then the latest agency, we were able to hit 10K per month within 60 days, right? So, mentorship really shortens the curve on that. And, just to speak to some success stories and some of my really great friends that we've been privileged to work with. My buddy Leo, he built his agency from 0 to 24K in literally no time. Jer, he joined up with us, joined our accelerator program over a year ago, and he added ridiculous amounts of revenue to his business and also started taking vacations and taking time off, right? Which is so important. And then Kale, maybe you guys have seen him. He's a contributor on Inc., on Boss Babe, on Forbes. He's all over the place, and we're also able to help him rapidly grow his company and again, achieve that 10K per month mark while also reducing their work hours, right? This has allowed us to be featured by some amazing publications, The Next Web, Forbes, Inc., yada yada yada. I don't like bragging or whatever, but I like. I need to show you guys results and show you that I'm coming from a place of, I've been through this, I've been through the struggle, and I know what it's like to implement this in my own business and then also for others, right? So, if you guys are here and you're looking to add more revenue and also reduce your work hours, just give me a yes in the comments. Give me a yes, just so I know that you guys are paying attention and that this is relevant for you guys. All right. So, looking at what separates people that grow and scale and achieve their goals. What is it that separates the people that crash and burn from the guys that make it happen, right? The guys that become high impact entrepreneurs. They achieve what they want out of life. Thank you, Michael, for those hearts. I appreciate you. So what is the difference, between the guys that just consistently are stuck and burned out and overwhelmed from the people that break through that and overcome those obstacles? So what that is it's inconsistency, right? So, this is a great quote to summarize that. The signature of mediocrity is not the unwillingness to change. The signature of mediocrity is chronic inconsistency, right? So, it's what does that actually look like inside your business, right? So that's inconsistent execution, right? And not only execution, but before that is inconsistency in your life, right? Are you guys, do you have, Michael, I appreciate that feedback, my man. But, looking at execution, I see it all the time, right? People quit their job, they become freelancers, they become entrepreneurs, and they just completely neglect to have a schedule. They neglect to have any structure to their days, and that results in inconsistent execution, okay? So inside your business as well, that leads to inconsistency in lead flow, right? And then inconsistency in cash and deal flow. Right? So if you don't have a consistent flow of leads and you don't have a consistent flow of cash inside your business, you don't have a business, you have a job, right? And what that means is you're adding risk, you're adding stress, you're adding overwhelm and burnout into your life. And not only that, but your business is unable to scale, right? You can't scale a business that is inconsistent, that doesn't have systems and structure. And worst of all is it's a low quality of life. Right? What's the point? I know we didn't quit our job to jump into becoming an entrepreneur and working 100 hours a week and barely scraping by, right? I know that's not why we're here. And that's why I want to go through this on the Masterclass and create content around this, right? And so some of the things that we've found, and these are the same mistakes I've made before, and sometimes I still do, right? I still make mistakes, we all do. But the most deadly mistakes that I see are, one, working ridiculous hours and doing absolutely everything inside your business, right? So you're replying to client emails, you're doing client revisions, you're updating files, you're organizing, your inbox, right? That's all super low value task work that's just going to bottleneck the growth of your business. Next is you're competing on price and you're charging hourly because you have no differentiated positioning in the market, right? If you want to know what that looks like, just go on Upwork, and it's just a race to the bottom in terms of, services and freelancers, right? And then lastly is you're primarily relying on referrals to grow your business instead of predictable growth channels, okay? So, referrals are great, but at some point those referrals are gonna dry up, right? So you need to have consistency with your lead flow and your deal flow inside your business to, overcome these obstacles, okay? So, I wanna just briefly touch on this. I'm going to dive into this a little bit more, but what I kind of refer to the metaphor of, you're working a lot and you're working more and more, but you're not seeing results. And what the metaphor is it's an invisible jail cell, right? Because you're not doing the right things, but you're continually doing the wrong things. And before you know it, you're building up, such a inconsistent and non-scalable business that you're stuck, right? Because, for example, I see it all the time. Freelancers are super hungry to get more clients. They go out and they get more clients, and the clients actually say yes, and then they onboard 5 to 10 clients, and then within the next few weeks, their whole business explodes because they don't have capacity, they don't have systems, they don't have processes in place that allow them to take on those clients, right? And if you don't have the capacity to scale, it's literally a jail cell, right? It's literally, it's another desk job, right? So, that's what we want to avoid. That's what I want to make sure everyone in here avoids, right? So, first of all, like I said before, I want this to be a very close-knit community, and I want to get to know every single one of you guys in here, and I truly mean that. Right now we have 1,500 people. That's a great amount of people. I really want to get to know you guys. And if you need help with these things, I'm offering a free growth assessment with myself and my team so that we can audit your current business and define your goals, and then develop a crystal clear plan for you to achieve your lifestyle goals through a 6-figure agency. So if that sounds good to you and you want to jump on a call, it'll be a 15, 20-minute call. I just want to get to know you, say hi, figure out where you're at, and then figure out how we can help you and what the strategy looks like to overcome those obstacles. Just go ahead and comment perfect day below, because again, I want you guys to have your perfect day every single day, okay? So if you need help with these things, just go ahead, comment perfect day below, all right? And so next is, if you watch until the end, I've prepared a resources worksheet for you guys so you can go ahead and implement everything that we cover in today's training. And I've also got a special contest for Facebook group members only. All right, so again, if you need help, you want to figure out, where are the bottlenecks in my business, what do I need to do to grow, just go ahead, comment perfect day below, and I'll go ahead and reach out to you, and we'll set up a time to chat and figure out what you need to do. All right, so the goals of this masterclass and how it's different is, first of all, I want to share the 3-step system that we've used multiple times to build a 10K per month digital agency while working less than 20 hours per week, okay? And then secondly is I want to show you how to structure your business to improve your quality of life. And quality of life, it means more vacation days, it means you're selective with who you work with, it means you don't have to take shitty clients that take advantage of you and constantly bitch about price, because those clients suck and we've all had them. And firing those clients, I promise you, and being able to say no to those clients is one of the most profound transformations you're ever going to have in your life and business. And I want everyone to truly feel that, okay? And then lastly is I want you to build a business and a legacy, right? So in order to do that, you need to have a business that is going to survive, right? You need to have a business that is scalable, that is consistent, and that is growing without you having to work insane hours, okay? All right, so who's this for? First of all, people that are passionate about travel and experiences, but struggle to find the time for those experiences, right? Because you're probably bogged down in client work, right? If you're a talented freelancer, you're struggling to build repeatable systems and processes inside your business. If you're a freelancer or an agency and you're experiencing that classic roller coaster income from unpredictable referrals and struggling to charge premium rates, then this is for you. And if you're a freelancer or agency who understands the liability that comes with you being the one key man inside your business and you want to replace yourself, then this training is for you, okay? So who is this not for? And who is the agency life not for? Because it's not for everybody, and it's important to understand, whether or not it's for you. So if you'd rather work on your own and you're not interested in leading a team, and notice I said leading and not managing because those are different things, but if you're not interested in leading others, this is not for you. And if you're comfortable staying where you're at and you're comfortable, like I talk to people on calls sometimes and they tell me that they want to add another 1 to 2K in revenue in 12 months. And I'm like, holy shit, you are playing way, way, way too small. Okay, so if you're comfortable just adding another 1K or 2K in revenue over the next 12 months, then this isn't for you. This is about rapid growth. And, if you're cool living at your mom's house until you're 30 plus, this also isn't for you, right? Because, we want to get out there. We want to see the world. We want to experience new things, okay? And, if you are desperate for cash and you're looking to get rich quick with just the push of a button, digital agency life is absolutely not for you because it involves a lot of moving pieces and components. So you have to make sure that your head's in the right place. You have to make sure that you're in business for the right reasons. And most importantly, that you're in business to improve the quality of your life and the life of everyone else who comes in contact with you. All right? So if this sounds like you, go ahead, stick around to the end. Again, you can go ahead and download the worksheet I've prepared for you guys. And then lastly, I'll share a chance for you to win some free coaching and some free resources from our team to, again, make sure that you crush your goals this coming year. All right? So first of all, guys, I just want to make sure everyone's still with me. Is this sounding good? Nicole, sounds like you're having issues with audio. Let me know if this sounds good. But yeah, guys, are you following me? If everything is cool, just drop me some likes on the post. Give me some hearts. Diakri, how you doing? Teo, what's up, man? Dan is on the call now. But yeah, let's keep moving on this. But yeah, let me know if the audio. All right, it looks like the audio's okay. All right, cool. So first of all, you may be familiar with this mentality of hustle till you die. With our boy Gary V, and then with our girl Sweet Brown down here, right, who ain't got time for 100-hour work weeks, right? So, this is a mentality that, in my opinion, is very dangerous, right? And, I do this stuff as much for you guys as I do it for myself, right? I need these reminders as well, right? And so the reason for this is, look, this is kind of summarizes this philosophy beautifully, right? Because so many of us are just so focused on making a living that we forget to create a life, right? And, I grew up in a very wealthy part of the world outside of DC. My parents were upper middle class. They weren't balling by any means, but I saw families that literally their dad was home with them for 1 to 2 hours a week. They missed all their sports games. They missed all of their pivotal family vacations and communions and life events because they're fucking at their job, right? They're making millions of dollars, awesome, but they can't even make time for their family. They can't even step out. They can't even, say that they were there when their son scored his first goal in his first soccer game or had his first communion or had his first recital. I mean, that, to me, when I'm looking back on my life, that is the scariest shit I can think of, right? So, I want all of you guys to think about this and really, take a step back, think about the future, think about you, 80, 90, 100, 110-year-old you, for you vegans out there who are extra healthy, right? But think about this moment, right? You're on your deathbed, you're looking back on your life. Was it a life? Right? Did you have experiences? Did you have those memories? Or did you just spend it all behind a computer or just spend it all behind a desk, right? For me, that's the scariest shit I can think of. And I want to make sure everybody, inside this group, inside this family, never has to have those terrible feelings of regret, okay? So let's get into more of the kind of tactical strategies here now that we've gotten the philosophy out of the way. So 3 steps, okay? So there is lifestyle, profitability, and automation, okay? So your lifestyle and your vision for your future, your perfect day, what you want your life to look like, that is going to dictate everything that you do inside your business, right? So that's why that's at the bottom of this pyramid, right? And then next is profitability, right? So, what's your product? How are you growing your business? And, what systems in place do you have to develop and grow that asset? And then lastly is automation. I don't want to focus on that because honestly, automation is not a big part of getting to 6 figures. But really, all that matters initially is sales, right? So first is sales, and then second is lifestyle, right? So let's dive in a little bit deeper to what that means, okay? So first, I want to take you guys through profitability, right? And I hear it all the time, even in this group, people say, I need systems, I need systems, I need systems. And the fact is, you really just need sales, right? Because if you don't have sales, you don't have a business. And if you don't have consistent sales, you still don't have a business, right? So you have to focus on profitability. You have to focus on building an asset that pays you and allows you to reinvest in your growth, all right? So there's 3 pieces that I want to cover on this lesson. One is how to establish premium positioning with a core retainer offer. Second, how to build your lead generation and sales growth machines. And then lastly is how do you develop the systems and the processes that you need to deliver and hire and scale your business, okay? So first of all, are any of you guys familiar with the concept of blue oceans versus red oceans? Just drop me a comment. Let me know. Thank you, Diacre. Value nukes right here. Appreciate that. So this guy right here, he's on Upwork, right? He's surrounded by, he's charging 50 an hour. This guy's charging 49 an hour. This guy's charging 47 an hour. That's just a race to the bottom. That's what's called a red ocean. You want to avoid the red ocean. You want to be in the blue ocean. I mean, look at how much more peaceful that is, right? So what does that really mean? It means that most businesses, most freelancers, most agencies, they're competing with every single other freelancer and agency in the frickin' world, right? They're literally a convenience store, right? You come to me, I got your M&Ms, I got your Sour Patch Kids, I got your smokes, I got your condoms, I got your sodas, I got everything, right? But the opposite approach to that, which is the blue ocean approach, that is Apple, Prada, Tesla, Chipotle, right? The premium brands of the market. That is where you want to be as a freelancer, as an agency, okay? So how do you achieve blue ocean positioning? How do you actually get to that point? So first of all, and most importantly, is you have to deeply understand the secret treasure of your dream client, right? And so what does that mean, secret treasure? It means the hopes, fears, and desires of your market, okay? So this is so critical. And look, guys, this is why, a big part why I have a Facebook group, right? Because I want to work with everyone in here, right? I want to work with freelancers, agencies, nomads. I want to work with people that want to travel and that I want to hang out with, right? And so bringing this community together, it allows me to understand, what are you guys struggling with? What do you need help with? How can I help, right? And so this is absolutely invaluable in terms of business, right? Because if you understand your target market better than they sometimes understand themselves, and you can say, look, I understand where you're at, and here's why, and here's how we helped other people like you, right? Like that is such a powerful conversation that we really need to focus on as a business owner, right? Because you need to understand your customers inside and out, right? So I'm going to include a worksheet or an exercise for you to actually go through this and figure out, what is your blue ocean, what is your niche. So stick around to the end, and I'll share how you can access that worksheet. But first of all, does this make sense, guys? Do you understand why it's so important that you first focus on your customer and really understanding them in order to charge premium rates? Just go ahead and say blue ocean in the comments if you guys are following along and understanding kind of where I'm at right now. All right. What's up, Tommy Zambrano, mi amigo? ¿Cómo estás? Tommy's my boy in Cartagena. All right. So here's an example. This was an example from one of our users in our six-figure program, and what they were selling was lead generation for stair lift installation contractors. Okay, so Fool's Gold, what Fool's Gold is what you think your market wants, right? So you may think that every client in the world wants sales funnels, right? But in reality, sales funnels to them might mean, optimized landing pages, right? So for example, here, Fool's Gold is they want digital marketing, they want AdWords and landing pages, they want leads. But their secret treasure, which you discover after you have, intimate conversations with your target market, is you figure out that they only want high quality stair lift leads, right? They want red hot, high quality stair lift leads, all right? So what that means is you take that data and you use that data to craft your positioning, okay? So if you are a freelancer or an agency owner that's running this business, you are a stair lift acquisition expert and you are running a stair lift acquisition agency, okay? So this is an exact sample of what some of our users used inside the program, and they were able to scale up to 10K within about 45 to 60 days, I believe. So that's a real world live example, okay? So does that make sense, guys? Is this making sense? All right, awesome. You guys are saying blue ocean, perfect. All right, so that is the positioning, okay? And then next is your product, right? So how do you take your positioning and how do you convert it into products and packages, right? So let me just tell you a story. When I built up my design agency, we built it up to about 300K. We were doing up to 40K a month at times. And then within a few months, during the holiday season, the whole business just completely crashed and burned. We were relying on projects. And so the problem with projects is you got to go out, fill the pipeline, and then execute on the projects, and then go back out, fill the pipeline, execute on the projects. The solution to this, and the only model that I would recommend to anybody that wants to build an agency, is retainers. You need your clients to pay you every single month without question, okay? So here's how we recommend productizing your services into retainers. So figure out, a bronze, silver, gold package where it's basically, bronze is minimum viable value, and then gold is you're just stacking value on value, right? So, a core offer, which would be the silver, is, we want you guys to be charging at least 2K per month, and that's everyone that we work with, we make sure that they're charging at least 2K per month, because honestly, if you're charging $500 or you're charging $20,000, you're still going to be doing the same amount of work in terms of services most of the time, and that's why we want to make sure that you're charging premium rates, okay? So how do you do this? You need to make sure that your core offers are providing an invaluable service on a recurring basis, right? So what does that mean? That means lead gen, that means consulting, and that means, marketing and growth, right? In terms of the bronze package, something that I've seen work very well is, you start out with an initial audit. Maybe that's like a 1 week or a 90-day initial term. And that's kind of a piece of the silver. That's a piece of the gold, right? And so again, we're talking about margins here and profitability. We want to make sure that you are productizing your services to the point that they're very, very profitable, because otherwise, what's the point, right? You need to be making good money, because again, you're going to be doing as much work for lower ticket clients. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this too. I have, that all the clients that pay the least are always the most high maintenance. If you have had that experience, just give me an amen in the comments, okay? Give me an amen in the comments if you know that the lowest paying clients are usually always the highest maintenance clients, okay? It's just one of those things in business, and that's why the easiest way to make more money is to just charge more, okay? And here's basically how you would productize. So does this make sense, guys? And for those of you guys listening, are you guys currently charging one-off projects, or are you currently charging with retainers? So let me know in the comments what most of your clients are right now. All right. Yeah, Matt says amen. Amen. Tommy is in the blue ocean. Oh, yes, he is, in Cartagena. That is a very blue ocean. All right, so that is premium positioning and core retainer offer. All right, so if that was helpful to you guys, again, just drop me an amen in the comments so I know that you guys are finding value in this. All right, so next up is your lead gen and sales growth machine. All right, so there's two steps here. I really want to keep this simple for you guys because the most simple strategies are the ones that get executed on, okay? So first is you need to reverse engineer your growth goals, and then secondly, define your daily activities, okay? So let me break that down for you. So I'm gonna assume everybody in here wants to hit $10,000 per month, okay? So break that down. Again, if you are charging $2K per month, how many sales does that require? How many meetings does that require? How many leads does that require? And then how many of those per week and per day do you need to reach? All right, so for example, we want to hit 10K, that's $2,000 a month by 5 clients. Okay, so in 90 days, that's roughly 1 client per week, okay? And your conversion rate, let's assume 1 in 5 is 20%. That means that you need to hit 25 meetings per month, 6 meetings a week, and a little bit less than 1 meeting per day, okay? So, I mean, how many of you guys believe you can go out and schedule 1 meeting a day with a qualified lead? I mean, I think everybody in here is capable of that, right? And again, we're talking about the conversion from, that's a little bit confusing. Yeah, ignore that. Ignore this piece. So, look, if you guys are on this call and you're like, look, I want to hit 10K in the next few months, maybe you're not charging 2K per month yet, that's fine. Even 1K a month, that's 10 clients, right? So just double that. That's 2 meetings a day, right? So how many of you guys can schedule 2 meetings a day? Go ahead and say, I can in the comments so I know you can hit those numbers and smash those numbers, all right? So next, once you've broken down those goals, you need to figure out, okay, how am I going to reach those goals, right? So if I need to hit 2 meetings a day, if I need to hit 1 meeting a day, what are the outreach strategies that I'm going to leverage to hit those goals? Am I going to use cold email? Am I going to use outreach? Am I going to use content marketing? Am I going to use ads? I wouldn't recommend ads until you have some validation and some sales. But once you do that, figure out the top 4 or so most effective activities, and then boom, that becomes your daily scorecard. So go ahead, guys. I want you to screenshot this, and I want you to build this out and start using this every single day, right? So once you do that, you figure out your daily quota for each activity, right? So for example, 10 cold emails a day, that will allow me to reach those goals. You just reverse engineer these activities so that it's very, very clear and simple what you need to do on a daily basis, okay? So go ahead, let me know in the comments. Does that make sense, right? Does that growth engine make sense? Right? So again, let's just recap. First, reverse engineer your goals, and then secondly, define your daily activities to reach those goals. That's it. Like literally, that is it. And this scorecard activity, I mean, this is responsible for just so much of the growth inside my business, inside our clients' businesses. It's insane how simple but how effective this is, because we need to be consistent. We need to make sure we're showing up every single day, okay? So, yeah, makes sense. Matt says it makes sense. Awesome, awesome. All right, perfect. All right, so that is your growth. All right, so we've gone through positioning, we've gone through retainers, we've gone through lead gen and sales. All right, so next is developing your systems for delivery and hiring. All right, so these are some of the systems that are absolutely essential for you to transition from freelancer to agency, or agency in quotations acting as a freelancer to legit agency with systems and processes and scalability, right? So we have daily, weekly, monthly execution. What does that look like, right? Next is client onboarding, right? Once you sign clients, what happens next? Next is, how do you deliver your services? How do you deliver on those retainer products and those retainer packages, right? Then next is project management, internally and also externally. How are you going to manage your clients? How are you going to manage your team members to make sure that their services and their work is up to quality, and also that it's on time, right? Next is account management, right? So how are you going to take your client from, say, the bronze package to the silver package, right? And then how are you going to take them from the silver package to the gold package, right? You need to have a retention strategy for how you're going to upsell your clients and continually deliver value to them in exchange for them paying you additionally, right? Next is hiring and HR, right? So what does it look like for you to go out and qualify people to work with your team and onboarding them and that sort of thing? Next is culture, right? Like, what kind of culture are you creating, right? That's definitely something that's not required to build a 10K per month agency, but it's so critical that you start building the culture from day one, right? Especially if you want to build a long-term business, okay? Next is accounting and cash flow management and financials, right? So for me, this was one of the reasons that my first agency, or not my first agency, like the design agency that I actually, became successful and then came crashing down. This was one of the biggest reasons. We had no system around accounting, cash flow management, and tracking your financials. And, we literally just looked in the bank account and we're like, yeah, all right, we got enough, pay it out. All right, yeah, we got enough, pay it out. I mean, I know so many entrepreneurs that operate their business like that. And guys, I'm telling you, please do not let that be you, because that is literally just asking the universe to say, hey, come here and just fuck my shit up, right? Like, if you literally have no systems around your accounting, your cash flow, and your financials, that money is just going to disappear faster than you could even blink. And, that results in a lot of problems, as I've shared before. So, guys, these are essential systems that you need to have inside your business, okay? Obviously I don't have like hours and hours to go through each and every single one of these, but I want to make sure that you're thinking about this. I want to make sure that you are aware of the systems that you need, okay? So that's profitability, all right? So we went through positioning, we went through retainer offers, we went through lead gen and sales, and then lastly we went through systems and scaling. So guys, what did you think? Is this helpful? Go ahead, give me some likes, give me some hearts, give me some smiley faces if this has been helpful for you guys so far, okay? Let's see if our boy Mike, where'd you go with all your hearts, man? I need your hearts. Give me some hearts. All right, perfect. All right, so next is lifestyle, right? So, again, lifestyle is going to dictate everything you do, but look, let's be honest. In the early days, you're going to have to sacrifice the lifestyle a bit to build a successful, profitable business, right? I've shared it before. When I was starting my business, like, I was literally working like 10 to 12 hours a day and just scraping by, right? Obviously, this training hopefully prevents that from happening for you. But again, in business, you need to get sales first. If you're freelancing, you just quit your job and you're trying to build a business, don't worry about anything but sales, okay? And then once you have some sales, once you have some consistency and structure, then let's get into lifestyle and let's start talking about delegation and those sorts of things, all right? So first of all, I want you guys to really understand something that is a huge fundamental mindset shift that will allow you to really, really grow, okay? So working more does not mean earning more, okay? So let's break this down. Frank, the freelancer, all right? So let's say Frank is making $3K a month on average, okay? He has, let's say, $500 in contractor and software expenses, which means, he's doing most of the work himself, which is very typical freelancer, right? And so let's say he has 72-hour work weeks. He's working 12-hour days by 6 days a week, right? Which is, again, I talk to people like this every single day, okay? So if we break down his earnings, which is, again, expenses minus revenue, so he's earning $2,500 and he's working 288 hours a week, okay? So when you break that down, that means that Frank is profiting less than $9 per hour, okay? So, guys, I want you to think about this, right? Because again, look at this graphic here. This shows you that an 8-hour day can be nearly half as valuable as a 5-hour day if you're spending time on the right things, okay? So does this make sense, right? And look, guys, $9 an hour, you can make more than that at McDonald's, right? I know you did not become an entrepreneur to make $9 an hour. I absolutely know that. And so that's why I bring this up. I want you guys to be conscious of your time because I hear it all the time. It's like, oh yeah, my business is, it's all profit because I'm doing all the work. But that's completely wrong because again, you're completely neglecting the fact that what your time is worth, right? And if you're thinking about it that way, you're probably only making a few dollars per hour, which is you can't scale that, right? You can't even hire. You can hire a VA for less than that, but you can't hire a solid contractor or a project manager for that, right? So you need to increase your value per hour. Okay, guys, does this make sense? First of all, because this is it can be new for a lot of you guys. So I just want to make sure that this is making sense. This shift from working more to making yourself more valuable per hour. Okay, so if this is helpful, yeah, I see some thumbs up. That's perfect. So look, guys, think about it like this. In order to increase your value per hour, you need to create leverage. And leverage means more time or more money in your business. So your goal as a business owner is to fill up your daily, weekly, monthly schedule with tasks that create that leverage, and then you delegate the rest, right? So delegate $5 tasks to $5 earners, okay? Because here's the reality. There's 40 minutes in a day, and most people, I'm not talking about sleeping and that kind of stuff. I'm talking about work hours per day, which is usually you have typically about 8 to 16 work hours per day, roughly. Most people are wasting about 80% of that, okay? And Manish, my boy Manish, who just joined, he has a amazing product that helps people break bad habits. He knows this kind of stuff, right? He sees people that they're just spending time on the wrong things, and he helps people break those bad habits, right? So we created a method called the 1440 method to basically help you audit and maximize the ROI from every single minute of your day, right? And so just at a high level, I just want to take you through this, and I want to recommend some tools for you guys to implement this, okay? So first, you need to track your time. Okay? If you've never tracked your time before, you absolutely need to get into the habit of this because as a business owner in the early days, this is absolutely critical. Next is after you track your time, you need to calculate the value per hour that you're outputting, right? And I'll show you how to do this. And then next is audit, right? So you need to look at all those tasks and say, okay, what can I eliminate? What can I automate? And what can I delegate, right? And then next is optimize. So after you do this and you get into the habit of doing this weekly, you need to be able to say, okay, look, I'm not doing any more, video editing. All right, I'm going to find a guy to do this for me, and I'm going to block out this much time per week to, help him execute for me so that I can focus on higher value tasks. All right, so this is a calculator that I've included in the resources worksheet. So again, stick around to the end and you can grab this and just very easily implement this into your own business and start getting aware of how you are spending your time, okay? So let me just take you through very quickly what type of tasks you should be doing and never be doing. So first of all, you should never be doing these low value tasks. So filing, organizing, admin, bank deposits, bookkeeping, data entry, video editing, all this stuff, right? So if you're still doing this, you know, that probably means you're like Frank, right? You need to start pushing those lower value tasks to lower value earners. But in order to do that, you need sales, right? So once you start getting your next sale or two, that's when you can start delegating this stuff, right? And then you go to the next tier, right? So these are, you know, these are higher value, higher leverage tasks. And you know, eventually you're going to be earning more than 50 per hour, so you're going to be able to delegate these tasks as well, right? And then this is where you want to be spending all of your time, especially on the high value tasks, right? So look, guys, I took you from $5 an hour, from sending emails, setting up phone calls, you know, graphic editing, bookkeeping, cleaning, whatever, some types of research, to $1,000 per hour tasks, which is expanding into new markets, establishing distribution, you know, defining your positioning, creating new products and offers, sales calls, sales funnels, you know, all of those super high leverage things, okay? So first of all, guys, if you are gonna commit to, you know, focusing on those high value tasks in order to grow your company, just go ahead, comment value below. So I know you guys are following and that this makes sense, right? And again, if you guys have questions on this, go ahead, let me know in the comments, okay? All right, so getting back to this, right, is profitability without lifestyle, right? So going back to this pillar here, right? So if all you're doing is focusing on making more money and you're neglecting your lifestyle, then that is the invisible jail cell, right? Because you're making money, but you're trapped, right? Like I've spoken to guys that have close to $1 million agencies, and they literally, they can't even step away from their computer to get lunch because their whole business will fall apart, right? I mean, guys, that is just, it's just broken on so many levels, right? And you know, that's why it's so important that while you're in the earlier stages of building up to those revenues, you're thinking about it and you're doing it in a way that is scalable, right? Because if you're not, you're literally, you're pouring the cement and you're stacking these cinder blocks around you and you're building your own jail cell, right? You're literally just putting so much energy and effort into the wrong things, and you're effectively trapping yourself, right? So again, that's why as soon as you have some sales, as soon as you have some validation in the business, that's why you need to, again, get back to your lifestyle. You need to get back to, you know, what does my perfect day look like? What does my vision for my future and my business look like, right? So guys, if you want help with this, right, and you want help with avoiding that jail cell, avoiding, you know, profitability without lifestyle, then go ahead, just grab your free growth assessment. Again, what we'll do is we'll audit your current business, define your goals, and then develop a crystal clear plan for you to achieve your lifestyle goals through your business and through a 6-figure digital agency, okay? So guys, if you want help with this, this is completely free. Go ahead, comment perfect day below. And you know, I want to get to know you guys. I want to figure out where you're at and how we can help and what you need to do to get to that next level, okay? Because guys, this is not a fun place. I mean, look, it doesn't look fun. I don't know if we have any people that have spent any time in one of these, but you know, I've spoken to people, and I mean, look, that's not where we want to be, right? We want to be enjoying ourselves. We want to be having a great quality of life, okay? So, you know, let me just share with you some more people that we've helped and people that we've worked with that have been able to achieve, you know, both profitability and both lifestyle within their business, right? So Jer is such a great example of this, because when I spoke with Jer, he was doing about 10 to 11K per month, but he was so burned out and he was so overwhelmed that he literally was telling me, he's like, dude, I literally can't see my girlfriend for more than 10 minutes a week, right? Like, he was so overwhelmed and burnt out with his current business structure that we were able to help him inside our program, and he just freaking took off. I mean, he added another 10K in MRR within 30 days, and more importantly than the revenue, again, I mean, he had the lifestyle that he wanted. He took his first vacation in 3 years, and literally his whole business is now fully automated, and he's still on vacation. Like, I still have trouble reaching this guy, right? So, that's Jer, right? On the other side of that is Matt. So Matt Herndon was my really good buddy who came down to Colombia, and we were hanging out at the beach, and we had an awesome trip planned with some friends, and he had to skip out on a bunch of activities because he had freelance clients, right? He had clients that he could not outsource or delegate work out to his team, and he was just stuck, servicing these clients when all he wanted to do was, take a few hours off and go hiking with us, or, go on a boat ride with us and experience, the trip, right? So it was amazing to, be able to help Matt and work with him, because after we started working with him, he was able to build his company to more than 10K per month very quickly, and more importantly, he was able to move out of his mom's house, right? So that was really, really exciting. And it's a similar story with all of these guys. I mean, Katie, she had a fairly successful agency when we started talking with her. She was about 4 to 5K per month. And after we helped her, implement these different strategies, she was able to free up her time. She was able to hire her team members, and she was super, super excited because she was able to actually start pursuing her true passion, which was acting, right? So I know a lot of you guys have, side hustles and ideas and, passion projects that you want to take up, but you probably don't have the time to do that because you have a business and that requires all of your time, right? So, Katie is a great success story because, again, she was able to free herself up from that, right? Vinny was similar. I mean, he was a super talented designer, but he wasn't charging enough, and we helped him with the premium positioning that I shared with you, and he was able to now, he's limiting himself. I'm pretty sure he stops working every day around 1 or 2 p.m., and he takes the rest of the day off, right? Because he's been able to implement that structure into his business, right? A few more, stories here. Brian, I mean, this guy had an amazing story because he wasn't only able to, implement the things that we just talked about, but he actually was able to launch a charity that serves minority entrepreneurs because of the fact that he didn't have to do every single thing inside of his business anymore, right? He was able to be like, wow, I have some time. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make an impact in the world. And within a few months of us working with Brian, he had built a 10K agency. And more importantly, he had donated over $12,000 of his own revenues to his charity to serve minority entrepreneurs, right? So, I mean, I'm pumped about these stories, right? Because it's, these guys are just like you. I mean, all of these guys, none of these guys have anything special about them. No offense. I don't have anything special about me. They just put in the work, right? They just implement, they execute, and they got results, right? And again, they weren't driven by the money. They were driven by the lifestyle and driven by the impact that they could have. They were driven by something greater than money, which is, for Vinny, he wanted to hang out with his girlfriend. Jared, same thing. He wanted to hang out with his girlfriend. Brian, he wanted to serve underprivileged people that can have their lives changed through entrepreneurship, right? So, guys, like, this is the kind of stuff that is waiting for you on the other side of, this invisible jail cell, right? That's waiting for you on the other side of, low value tasks, right? From, filing, organizing, admin, from being Frank the freelancer and earning, less than $9 per hour, right? Like, if you have a few clients and you're already making a few $1,000s per month, I know without a doubt that you have what it takes to build a 6+ figure agency. Because I've done it, I've helped other people do it, and again, there's nothing special about these guys other than their hunger and their motivation to execute and achieve their goals. Okay, so again, if you guys want help with this and you want to figure out, okay, where am I at in my business, where am I at in my life, and what are my goals, and then how do I get a plan to achieve them, just go ahead, comment perfect day below. I'll go ahead, we'll reach out, we'll jump on a call, and we'll get to know each other, and I'll share exactly these things so that you can have those similar success stories that I've been sharing. Okay, so guys, that wraps up the majority of the training, but of course we have a few more special bonuses. So if you're still sticking around at this point, first of all, I appreciate you, Sebastian, David, Manish, Talia, Matt, Jackie. Thank you guys for tuning in, taking some time out of your Friday, listening in to figure out how you can grow and how you can improve your situation. I really appreciate that. So go ahead. I've prepared this worksheet for you guys here. And included in this worksheet is a daily value calculator plus a 25-hour work week template, which will help you basically schedule your work week. Also a niche definition worksheet for you to define your blue ocean. And then lastly is a step-by-step guide to help you hire your virtual assistant once you start making some cash and you can start delegating some of those low-value tasks out, right? So it's all included at differenthunger.com/CTF Masterclass, okay? So this is that page right here. Just go ahead, hit download now, drop in your name and email, and you'll get access to that worksheet, okay? And you'll also see on the next page, there's some information about our 6-figure agency accelerator program. And that's the program that we helped these amazing people with, and that's how we help these guys achieve, that 6-figure plus agency as well as that great lifestyle. So you can check out that page, see if that's interesting for you. But yeah, guys, that is that's the resources download. Okay, so guys, I really hope that this has been helpful for you. Again, if you want help figuring out what you need to do to grow, go ahead, comment perfect day below, and I'll reach out shortly, and we can go ahead and schedule something for us to chat. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, just go ahead and drop me some comments, and I'll spend the next few minutes answering those. And then I'll let you guys go off and have a great rest of your Friday.